to those, what you mean to all of us. And what this is this is a collective day. You're marrying with your community here. And I want you to ask your community, have your community reflect back to you what you mean to them. They mean so much to you, you mean so much to them. And so what I did is I reached out to your community. I sent an email a couple of weeks ago, and I asked them, because I could surely not tell your story. Your story, the Maize and Peach story, is a story with many facets, and it takes a community to tell that story, if it's even possible at all. But what I did is I reached out to your community and asked them, when you think about Dave and Julie, what do you think about? When you think about Julie and Dave, what do you feel? And many community members wrote me back beautiful reflections that I want to share with you here. Okay. And I asked if people were okay with me sharing their names, and they said yes. So I'm going to read the reflection and then share the name. Okay. When I think about Dave and Julie, it reminds me of the day they announced their engagement. They were speechless, crying, giddy, and maybe a little bit shocked that they were launching themselves towards marriage. They left me giddy too. Mom, Helen Maisler. When I think of Dave and Julie, it reminds me of a tandem bicycle cruising under the setting sun of a West Coast beach. Nick Cantrick. When I think of Dave and Julie, it reminds me the last melon. We think of laughter and so many games, such a duo of creativity. We are all their students. Dave and Allison Harris. When I think of Dave and Julie, it reminds me that joy is present on earth. Kathleen Salmon. I think of a grove of shimmering aspens, ablaze in the summer sun, tall, strong, connected to all others, and working their magic to make things better wherever they are. These trees will grow and prosper and enrich all who are near them, and bringing forth more like them, a living treasure. Bob Patchlick. To me, Dave and Julie represent the antidote to cynicism. Their warmth, generosity of spirit, and commitment to joy have made my life richer, broadened my thinking, and injected hilarity in ways that would make Tom Robbins proud. Chris Hoyt. When I think of Julie and Dave, I think of their growing love. Their mutual devotion has deepened and strengthened with each passing year, like intertwining vines, each supporting the other. It is a joy to watch them together, realizing that their love will continue to become larger and will shape their lives in the years to come. Kitty. When I think of Dave and Julie, it reminds me to look for ways to show more love to the people in my life. It is tempting to look for ways to get more love in your life, but I admire how instead Dave and Julie look for ways to be loving to each other and to everyone they encounter. Katie Gillespie.
That'd be kind of wider.
When I think of Dave and Julie, I think of the feeling of being home, of being part of something tender, of wanting to share my love, of being rooted in the ground. Farrell. When I think of Dave and Julie, I feel like they are utterly grounded in love for family and friends. They live with generosity of heart and spirit. They honor the past, but are always invested in making tomorrow better for everyone. Mom again. She sent 6. Ask her for the other 4. Okay, so I did a thematic analysis of these reflections. 3 strong themes came up when looking for themes in these reflections from your community. The first is an abundant love, a love that's abundant, an ever-expanding love. The second is this commitment to joy and laughter. And the third is grounding, being home. So in other words, creating a home rooted in an expanding love and joy with plenty of laughter. Dave and Julie have worked tirelessly to bring their wedding celebrations to three very distant locations: Sacramento, Vermont, Boulder. For Dave and Julie, marriage is not a pulling away from friends and family, but rather a desire to become even more interconnected with us. Every person who has been and will be a part of their marriage will be in Julie and Dave's lives for the rest of their lives. The past few days have been filled with these three major themes: love, joy, and home. And so to conclude, I want to offer one more space for prayer and visualization of when you think about prayer. This is for you, Dave and Julie. I would like you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, think of your community, think of the love and joy and home that you've helped us build, and we're going to continue to help you build. We love you both. Okay. So Julie, I'd like you to come over here to the left side of the altar, and Dave on my right. Shifting gears again, I want us to go back to that metaphor that I brought in the beginning, in my intro remarks, of the river, the Otter Creek. And I want us to think about history as a creek. I want us to think about Dave and Julie as a creek, their history together, as they've started in the headwaters of a valley, made it through Emerald Lake, down to Middlebury, to Lake Champlain, and eventually into the Atlantic Ocean. You have a history, you have a past, present, and future. Connected with that are the rings that you have brought into your life, that you have inherited. And these rings are unique rings. Dave and Julie have been blessed by inheriting rings from their families. And Dave inherited our mother's wedding ring. Julie inherited her grandmother's wedding ring. They took this gold and transformed it, creating new rings that they are using for their wedding bands. And so these rings as well have histories that are now intertwined in your lives in different ways that will continue to transform, but always be a part of your lives. And with that, I want to transition the space to you two. Dave and Julie wrote vows, and I want to pass the baton to the two of you to share your vows with one another. Yeah.
Julie. Hi. There's never been a doubt in my mind from the second we met until this moment. Being with you just feels right. You make everything better. You make everyone better. When I look at you, I see what's good in the world. Today, I stand in front of our community. I want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate us, and I want to celebrate where we're going. I also want you to know that I will stand by you always. When it feels like all else is failing, I will be right beside you, cheering you on. And no matter what we may face, we are stronger together. My vows, my oath, for you are simple, humble, and honest. They are the best of you, the best of me, and they are for us. I vow to make the mundane magical. I vow to make the magic real. I vow to make our reality honest, and I will always be true to you. I vow to let the wild set us free. I vow to let justice guide our way. I vow to let our way be simple. I will always be your simple grounding force. I vow to find strength when you need it. I vow to find compassion when you don't know it. I vow to find love always. I stand here humbly before you, ready for the next chapter of our journey. I love you forever and always.
I make promises to the unknown. I want to take time in conflict to make space and invite gentleness and patience and generosity. I want to look into your eyes and listen. I want to cross the threshold. I want connection to strengthen in the hard moments and expand in the joyful ones. I want to celebrate the tiny victories and bask in the beauty of the ordinary. I want to lean on our commitment and feel its power, holding us up and holding us together. I want to always find my way back to you. I want to make room for ourselves. I want each of us to be an anchor for the other. An anchor that allows us to jump and to risk. I want to reflect and dream and zoom out and come back together. I want to journey inwardly and outwardly. I want to take grand adventures and journey to the depths of ourselves and hold each other in those moments. I want to feel fear and passion and trust. I want to feel joy and excitement and silliness. I want to share jokes and stories and never bore of each other's company. I want to believe in this more than anything in the world. I want to feel our relationship shift and transform and become new again and again. My vow, my oath, is simple, honest, and humble. They're the best of you and the best of me. And they are for us. I vow to make the mundane magical. I vow to make the magic real. I vow to make our reality honest. I'll always be true to you. I vow to let the wild set us free, to let the justice guide our way, and to let our way be simple. I'll always be your simple grounding force. I vow to find strength when you need it, to find compassion when you don't know it. I vow to love you always. I stand here, humbly before you, ready for the next chapter of our journey. I love you, baby. Always and forever.
Family friend Dan Cantrick will close us out with a poem he wrote for the occasion.
The city we are. Love said to body, show me wave, cadence, cup-shaped light tracing seasons. Body remember madrone sheen, astringent changing, toes bent on straw clay, sculpt rare skin seam to seam. Body speak of pastures, goat, sheep, honeybee, vital pathways in the Applegate River, wildness formed on night breaths, dreams amenity. Body taste faces we haven't captured, off the map, lip caressing sternum, a little more room for magic, imperfection, uncertainty, grief, the relics left in the Siskiyous. Body swim through 8 verses of Medicine Buddha, long reins, layers on layers, fastened wings. Body inhale roaring laughter, sticky skins on Douglas firs, cuddled in steam, juniper oil. Body sing permission, touch through borders, angle in ribs. Recognize habitat as beating heart. Step, each step, the long trail, trembles rising. Body lean into that blaze of fern, where River City met sudden columbines. Lark bunting arias point to space, shallow stars, us as pauses. Shores unspoken spill new skin, vast and wild. Body show us home, the city we are.
Beautiful, Danny. And to close us with a song, I invite Maggie, Lauren, Nick, and Joe up.
Dave and Julie asked us to sing a song as they process out. It's called the Canoe Song. Fitting for our Voyagers. It's a Canadian seafaring song as the traders and trappers came back after a year out gathering their bounty. The next group would sing them in and they would pass each other on the sea. So we will begin, and we want to invite the community to join in as they pick up on the tune, and we can all sing Dave and Julie onto their new voyage. Hey, ho, ho,
Thank you all, and we now invite you to come join us for cocktails over yonder.